It was coming. It was coming. It was coming. I've calmed down so much from the game, which is probably a good thing because if I had recorded straight after the game, I would have been absolutely raging on camera. And to be honest, I can't be bothered to even do that. You know, after the disappointment today and the things that we've seen, I just can't be bothered, man. Sometimes you just have that anger during the game because it's the game and you're frustrated. But honestly, after the game today, Newcastle defeating Arsenal 2-0 at the Emirates Stadium, I've just calmed down. Honestly, right now I feel just dejected. Thinking about that attack, the performance, everything that we've spoken about, you know, all season as Arsenal fans, our attack's not functioning. We've not got quality up front. The likes of Havertz today made me lose my head. He made me lose my head. The moment he had a header, a free header, honestly, any proper striker puts that away. I think it hits his shoulder. I don't even understand. It's like he's scared of the ball. Is he? He's not. Honestly, for me, Kai Havertz. Just to start with him, worst signing in Arsenal history. Full stop. £65 million, about £300,000 a week. Our highest paid player. He's pony. He is pony. I don't even understand how we signed him for that much money. How we've been conned as a club. You know, Chelsea fans were all laughing. Oh, you got Kai Havertz, Arteta. I'm thinking, yeah, he's not been great for you guys, but he scored in the Champions League final. You know, he can play maybe in midfield because that's the original plan. He can replace Granit Xhaka maybe in the middle. Turned out, can't play in midfield. Useless in the middle. Useless up front. Just a useless player, to be honest, overall. And for that sort of money that we put out for him, and then you add that with the Jesus money, £45 million for Gabriel Jesus. It just makes you think like 65 million for Havertz, 45 million for Jesus, and then on top of that, we're giving Jesus about £200,000 plus. I think he's earning, he might even be earning 250. Honestly, who knows how much he's earning, but he's definitely over £200,000. You add that with Kai Havertz as well, and that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. We could have brought Isak about 5 times when he was at Sociedad, and even at the time when Isak was at Sociedad, me alongside a lot of other Arsenal fans were screaming, Isak, bring him in. He's the one that we need to be signing. He's the striker we need to go for. And if I can see that as a fan when, you know, someone's playing in a different country, in Sociedad in Spain, we're watching this Isak coming through, you know, developing even more. Obviously, he had his time at Borussia Dortmund as well. We need a striker, someone who suits the Arsenal way, the Arsenal style of play. And as fans, we can see that, but the club don't see that. Makes you think sometimes what is going on, you know, with the manager who's been behind a lot of these decisions and just everyone else upstairs as well. Obviously, Edu's now left, so fair, you know, good riddance as well. But it's just one of them ones with Arsenal, man. It's just a frustrating watch. But anyway, guys, man, let's just get into this video. Make sure, by the way, to hit the like and subscribe button. Of course, more and more content is just coming onto this channel, so yeah, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. All of that, tell a friend to tell a friend, will help this channel obviously grow as quickly as possible. But yeah, man, let's just get straight into it, as I said. And yeah, as you guys can see here, obviously we've got the lineups. And again, we just have to start off, you know, before the game, you're looking at the situation up front. That front three is not a good front three. That front three, Gabriel, Martinelli, like Martin Smelly, I don't even know what to call him anymore. He had a massive chance in the first half. He's gone through on goal. So one bit of good play. Arsenal had cut Newcastle open. Poor finishing for me. I don't care what anyone says. He needs to be putting that away. Maybe go a bit closer to the keeper. I don't know. But for me, it's just a poor finish. He's rash. Obviously, maybe he's not got the confidence. But really and truly, the guy is not a good player, man. Even at the beginning of the game, I was onto him straight away because we were building up with the ball. It was like 2 minutes in. If you go and watch the game back, just go maybe 2 minutes, 30 seconds, and you see what happens. And anyway, Miles Lewis-Skelly, I believe, passes it into Rice or something like that. And it ends up going to Martinelli. He takes the heaviest of touches and then just gives a terrible pass to Kai Havertz. And it's just like straight away, I'm thinking, you know, Havertz has lost the ball. Maybe he could have done better, but just the pass he's giving, the touch he's taking, I'm just looking at him like, this is our winger. Like, this is the quality that we have in our team. You know, it's gone from Martinelli, and it's gone to Havertz. It's just like, it's just actually diabolical to watch. But at the end of the day, we have no one to blame but ourselves. For Arsenal can only blame themselves. Mikel Arteta can only blame himself. You know, he's on the touchline. He's acting shocked or looking shocked when things are happening. It's like, you know, you signed these players. You're the one who plays with these players. You've persisted with these players, you know, especially up front. just a bit, and you can't act shocked, when things don't go your way. But we'll talk about Arteta's quotes, because I did see an interesting quote after the game about a certain someone. We'll get into him on the other side of of the lineups, and that's obviously with the Newcastle. So yeah, very quickly on Newcastle, as I've just obviously touched on them, I'm gonna give them credit as well. Let me not make it this is Arsenal, my only Arsenal perspective. Let me give Newcastle their credit. They've been on some brilliant form. We knew coming into this game, like these guys are dangerous. We knew already the Isaks, Gordons, Murphy. Like, I can't believe what he's doing. He's a player that I never, ever used to rate. I thought this guy was honestly a scrub. But yeah, he's been wonderful for them. He's been playing so direct, so reliable. He's always fit. He's always up and down the pitch. Like, yeah, he's been top quality for them. I was listening to Eddie Howe after the game as well. Said he had to take off the likes of Isak and all of these sort of players because they were feeling a bit sore and all sorts. Obviously, he got the chance to protect his players. And for me, I'm just dejected because I just felt embarrassed watching that game. When Almiron is coming on, for Newcastle, if you guys know about Almiron and you know about Newcastle and everything that's happened with this transfer and how he's just a bad footballer in general, it's just like embarrassing seeing them so comfortable they can bring players like that onto the pitch. They don't even need to risk Isak, in this game. He's done his job. He's put us away. Then he just go rest. Arsenal, it's light work. We've taken the lead, already lost to them. Newcastle once a season already, and now we've lost to them again. So it's one of them ones. Arteta, he's got an issue. Arteta's got an issue. I actually saw someone make a really great point. It wasn't me who made this point, but it's a great point because I do agree with it. And it's something I've talked about, with people in the past, where Arteta, he's one of these managers, right? People, when someone has his number, it's very hard for him to figure out how to beat them. The likes of Marco Silva at Fulham. If you look at some teams like the Brightons, obviously Newcastle now with Eddie Howe, there's certain teams, even Man City to an extent, right? Obviously with Pep, there's just these managers and these teams just can't seem to overcome time and time again. Even teams like West Ham, sometimes he struggles with, obviously I know we battered them recently, as well, but it's just what Everton's another team. I think about Everton Football Club. Whenever we play Everton, it's always a difficult game, and it's always difficult for Arteta. Like, there's just certain teams, certain managers, repetitively, like, it's just always struggling. You can't find a solution to them. And also another thing with Arteta, in these knockout games, when it comes to Champions League or when we was in the Europa League semi-finals, last year obviously quarter-final with Bayern Munich, the guy struggles. He struggles in these sort of knockout games. And I know people say maybe it's a quality of the attack and, the attacking players need to get us through these games. But it's always the same way. It always feels the same, basically. Whenever we lose, it always just feels the same. It's just like a long death. Sometimes teams lose and, it's maybe come out of nowhere. Momentum has shifted. 20 minutes of a game has gone crazy and the team just conceded 2 goals. Oh my god, but maybe overall they look dangerous when they have the ball. They look like they're going to do something when they're on the attack. But with Arsenal, when we lose, it does feel like a slow long death. And that's the problem with Arsenal, man. It feels like a slow death whenever we lose. You can see it coming from a mile away. And if you just talk about even that first goal we conceded, like, that's just poor. I don't know what Rice was doing there, Gabriel, the confused.com. The second goal as well, David Raya maybe could have done better. But again, right, there's one thing to concede these goals, but then you just know there's no threat. Once it went 1-0, it's already a long way back for Arsenal because we struggle to score goals. It's not like we're, free-flowing Arsenal, normal Arsenal, free-flowing, get to play good football, cut teams open, find a way no matter what in terms of the creative side of the game. And, when you're just 1-0 down, as an Arsenal fan right now, you haven't got much hope because whenever you do get a chance, as I said earlier, the ball's dropping to someone like Kai Havertz, free header, and the guy's using his shoulder and just, it's just a joke. You know what I mean? Apart from that, let me think of any positives for Arsenal. There's no positives, to be honest. I can't really think of even one positive. Even Odegaard. Let me get on to him now because people saying I wasn't getting onto him, but listen, I'm onto him. I am onto Mr. Martin Odegaard 100%. This guy is been, yeah, he's been shocking. He has been shocking for ages now. And I know I was making excuses for him, saying maybe it's the baby that he's had, and, life, maybe he's not sleeping. Okay, but he's playing every week. If he's actually having issues, don't play him. Don't play him. Just let him. Just, I don't know. Just send him away if he's actually having issues. But he has been diabolical, absolutely diabolical. And that's one thing. Listen, now Saka's injured. All these guys who have been, we've been giving them credit. We need them to stand up, and they're not standing up at all. And this is the thing. This is why we give Saka credit all the time. The kid was getting played every single game. Doesn't matter if he was had a knock or anything like that. The kid will keep on playing. But also while he's playing, he's carrying the team, and that's all of these guys have failed. They failed. And listen, I don't like the fact that Saka is one guy, that we've basically built everything, not even around. We just put everything on him, and he's delivered because he's just that good. I don't like that. We should have 2, 3, 4, 5 players who are able to carry a team by themselves. We should have players who are willing to all take responsibility and got the ability to actually do something. Because all well and good wanting to do it, but you have to be able to do it. And right now, we haven't got that sort of player. Look at Isak for Newcastle. If you put him right now in the Arsenal team, he's a type of player who can carry a team by himself. He is a special player. You saw it today. The amount of times I saw Saliba just having to double think about what's going on with Isak, or which way is he gonna go. Same with Gabriel. This is a quality striker. You don't see this every day, especially with how good our two centre backs are. Even with Haaland, I don't really see our centre backs thinking too much about what he's gonna do. Isak, top striker, and Arsenal right now are just lacking those sort of players. Just lacking. Without Saka, Saka's the only player, and you can't just have one good player. You know what I mean? If you're trying to win the Premier League, you're trying to win the Champions League, how can you have only one good player? It doesn't even make sense. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens, man, in the January transfer window, because right now, honestly, it is a joke. Yeah, it's just a disgraceful situation all round. And listen, the clubs put themselves in it. We talked about, obviously, the wages of the likes of Havertz, of the likes of Jesus. It is the club's fault. How are you going to put these sort of wages on these sort of players? It doesn't make any sort of sense, man. Any sort of sense at all. Let me just have a look. I just want to show you guys this quote. Hopefully it does let me do it, because the other day we had issues when it came to changing the screen, but hopefully it does let me do it. If not, I'll just read it out, because it's just one of them ones. Let me try and do it if it lets me. But anyway, let me just read out the quote. Here. So Mikel Arteta today said after the game on Alexander Isak, the ball arrived to him, and he had one of the big chances. That's what you have when you have real quality up front. So obviously, Mikel Arteta, he's not blind to the situation in terms of, Arsenal not having a top striker and not having that sort of player. You know what I mean? Up front, Isak is that guy. Is that guy that we do need up front. He is the sort of player that will take Arsenal to, to a title. He's the type of player who can take Arsenal to a title. If we had him up front, I'd be very, very confident that, maybe we could survive this period without Saka, for example. But we need an Isak, and we need another player of the quality of Saka on the left. It's just as simple as that. We can't have this situation where you have just one player and you're just hanging your hopes on him. What happens now? He gets injured like Saka now, and we'll look at us in dire straits, once again in terms of our attack. But another tough day for Arsenal Football Club. Carabao Cup 2-0 down. It is half time, so to speak. I think the next game's in like a month. I don't even know. I think it might be in February. The second leg. Yeah, I think so. I haven't double checked that, but yeah, I think it's a while away. But obviously on Sunday, I believe we've got Manchester United at home as well in the FA Cup. So another big game. Arsenal versus Man United. It's a massive game. FA Cup, another trophy on the line. That we could potentially win. But right now, going into that game, do we have confidence that we're just gonna put Man United to the sword? Do we have players that can actually put Man United to the sword? We used to have players that could put Man United to the sword. I think the likes of the Aubameyangs, Alexis Sanchez's, the Mesut Ozils, even Theo Walcott today. I love how Theo Walcott loved to big himself up on TV. But even the likes of Theo Walcott, we used to have some players. They could just, they'll put Man United to the sword at home. But right now, who's going to put Man United to the sword? Martinelli, Havertz, Trossard. These guys are not putting United to the sword. So it's one of them ones again. What we're going to do, hope for set pieces, because that's basically what happened in the last game we played them. They're not, as we saw, if they set up well, they're not going to be the easiest team to roll over, and they've got threats of their own. They've got the likes of Ahmad, they've got the likes of Bruno, they've got players on their day could potentially do something. So listen, that's going to be a big game, and with the situation we have now, it's looking like a spooky game in terms of, you know, can't lose. We can't lose that game. That's all I'm going to say. Can't lose to Manchester United at home. I'm sorry, especially this United team. No, you can't do that. So anyway, massive game on the weekend. We'll talk about that as well. But today, fair play to Newcastle, leading 2-0 in the first leg. Obviously, we go to St James's Park. It will be very difficult for Arsenal to turn it around unless we do sign the players. Unless we do sign the players and give ourselves a bit of hope going into that second leg, that, you know what, we've got actual attackers that can actually turn a game, get a goal early, get another goal, you know, make it 2-2, and then see what happens. You know what I mean? But right now, we're more likely to lose another 2 goals and go 4-0 down in aggregate than score 2 goals ourselves. So yeah, it's a tough situation. But anyway, guys, I don't want to drag this video for too long. If you've liked this video, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Yeah, and as I said, I'll be back with you guys next time, hopefully with some transfer news. But yeah, a bit of a downbeat-ish video. One of them ones. Can't be bothered to shout anymore. Can't be bothered to shout with this team. But it is what it is. Anyway, guys, take care and peace.